It's good fun and addictive at first, but thanks to really bland maps that all feel the same and boring progression, it loses steam pretty quick. The game's core combat is excellent. It feels satisfyingly violent with enemies exploding into blood and maggots. The shooting, I actually think, feels really good, with guns feeling appropriately powerful because of how much they kick. And managing an entire swarm with your team feels really tense and exhilarating. There are a few different ways you can build the game's 4 different character classes, and it's completely free to respec, which more games should do because experimenting with builds is part of the fun for me. But therein ends the good points. The game has a story which is really an afterthought, and in the character creator you give your character a detailed background and home planet, but then the game does nothing with it. Story only happens in cutscenes when you reach a certain level, and the game's missions don't have a linear order to them, so there's no story in them. The levels, whilst having a really nice art direction, feel very samey. Do you like gothic factories? Well, Christmas has come early. With an entire galaxy of planets in the 40k universe, you would hope for more variety. The progression is pretty lame. Most of the time when you level up you get weapons worse than what you have equipped. The skill points you get to build your character help a bit, but the good cosmetics are locked behind the cash shop because of course they are, and you're getting a lot of gear that looks slightly different but functions the same. Graphically, I played this on the Series S and it's embarrassing. This game must be running at 720p or lower most of the time because it's a blurry, jagged mess. This is not okay on next-gen consoles. How do you make a worse looking game on next-gen hardware than your older game, Vermintide 2, on the PS4 and Xbox One? I've seen many a Steam review saying that this most recent patch fixed the game. They are lying. Morons who don't want to admit they wasted their money. Darktide doesn't have the optimization, the content, or the regular dopamine hits that make these sorts of games. People really need to have better standards for games. I'm sick of seeing games released like this, then after one patch all the fanboys screech, "It's fixed now," when it isn't. Games could and should be better than what we get. Fuck Darktide. Yes, the core is good, but Vermintide 2 is better in every way. If you haven't played that, play it.